762 CE, the most advanced city on Earth.
Every morning, the gates of Baghdad opened to the world. The Tigris River was not just water, a nayan. It was the highway of knowledge and commerce.
Baghdad's bazaar was the Amazon, the stock market, and the university bookstore, all in one.
While Europe slept in darkness, Baghdad burned bright, with knowledge. Rulers from across the world came to Baghdad not to conquer Daham, but to learn.
In Baghdad, a book cost less than a loaf of bread. Knowledge was everywhere. This was not a small gap. This was a different world entirely.
Every road in the known world led to Baghdad. These walls did not just protect a city. They protected the greatest collection of human knowledge in the world. The House of Wisdom was not just a library. It was the brain of the entire world.
Here, for the first time in history, all human knowledge was being gathered into one place.
At its peak, the House of Wisdom held over 400,000 books, of Yin, when most of Europe had fewer than 100. Baghdad was the first city in history where the smartest minds from every religion and culture worked together on purpose. The Caliph himself was a patron of knowledge. In Baghdad, the rulers served the scholars. Before the printing press existed, Baghdad had already created an industrial-scale system for copying and distributing books.
Every breakthrough that changed the world began exactly like this. One person, one lamp, and one idea.
Abbasid astronomers mapped stars that Europeans wouldn't discover for another 500 years. Many stars still carry Arabic names today. Caliph al-Ma'mun sent ambassadors to every corner of the world with one mission: bring back every book that exists.
1258 CE, the Mongols destroyed what took 500 years to build Kaaba in 3 days. Hold in silence.
Ibn Sina's Canon of Medicine was used as the primary medical textbook in European universities for 600 years. Baghdad had fully functioning hospitals with specialized wards, psychiatric care, and trained staff, and centuries before Europe had any. Abbasid surgeons performed operations that European doctors wouldn't attempt for another 400 years. The Abbasids invented pharmacy as a formal, regulated profession. The first licensed pharmacies in history were in Baghdad.
Ammar ibn Ali performed the world's first documented eye surgery in Baghdad in the 9th century.
Ibn Sina didn't just write about medicine. He trained an entire generation of doctors who spread across the known world.
Arab physicians were drawing accurate maps of the human body, while European doctors still believed illness was caused by bad air.
Jabir ibn Hayyan, the father of modern chemistry, invented distillation, crystallization, and evaporation.
The word alcohol comes from Arabic, al-kol.
Al-Biruni calculated the Earth's circumference in 1025 CE Dr. with an accuracy within one. When Arabic medical texts reached Europe in the 11th century, they didn't just update European medicine, they created European medicine.
In 820 CE, Al-Khwarizmi wrote a book that created
Algebra comes directly from al-Jabr in its title. Our word algorithm comes from his name.
Al-Khwarizmi didn't just solve math problems. He invented a systematic way of solving all math problems today, and that changed everything.
Baghdad adopted the Indian numeral system of including 0 tone and shared it with the world. Every number you use today came through Baghdad.
Without 0, there is no algebra, no calculus, no computers, no modern science. Baghdad gave the world 0.
Abbasid mathematicians didn't just work with abstract symbols. They made mathematics visual, tangible, and teachable.
Mathematics wasn't just theory in Baghdad, Aghaland. It was the engine of the world's most sophisticated economy.
Every computer program ever written is based on a concept first defined by Al-Khwarizmi in Baghdad in the 9th century.
300 years after Al-Khwarizmi wrote it in Baghdad. European universities required reading.
European universities made his algebra book required reading. They called it the book as if no other existed. The world's first large-scale paper industry was built in Baghdad in 794 CE, 400 years before paper reached Europe. Paper didn't just change how knowledge was stored, it changed how fast knowledge could spread.
Papyrus, fragile, parchment, expensive, paper, cheap.
By the 9th century, Baghdad had hundreds of bookshops and an industrial-scale book production system, the Wiring, the world's first. Paper-making knowledge traveled from China through Samarkand to Baghdad though, and Baghdad turned it into an industry that transformed civilization.
Paper didn't just preserve knowledge, it democratized it, Halt, making it light enough to carry, cheap enough to own, and easy enough to copy.
Baghdad exported paper to the entire known world, Alad, and with the paper went the ideas written on it. This was not backwardness by choice. Europe simply had not yet received the light that was burning in Baghdad. Same century, same species, two completely different worlds. London in 800 CE had around 10,000 people. Baghdad had over 1 million. While Baghdad had 400,000 books, all of Western Europe combined may have had fewer than 500.
Baghdad had street lighting. Most of the rest of the world had none.
Architecture reflects civilization. These two buildings tell the whole story. These words are from the Holy Book.
In 10th century Baghdad, literacy was common. In most of Europe, even kings could not read.
When Europe was in the Dark Ages mine, Baghdad was the light of the entire world.